Today on 9 News Mornings, a Colorado family remembers a man who died in a skydiving accident.
I'm thankful to know him and thankful for the lessons that he taught me.
Their message this morning as they take on life without their loved one. Today, Denver could be one step closer to creating tiny home communities for people experiencing homelessness. The big questions to be answered before anything is approved. If you cross the lines, you'll pay a fine. That's the warning from CDOT this morning. What you need to know before you hit the road. And finally, a win for Broncos country. Our Broncos analyst and a Super Bowl 50 champion joins us in studio to break down the game and look ahead to a big game next week. 9 News Mornings starts now.
All right, we're following some breaking traffic news right now. Erica has an update on that. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jordan and Corey. We are following the scene. Sky 9 is over. This is not on one of our interstates. This is on eastbound Colfax, which we know is a main thoroughfare. It's just east of 225 in the area of Sable Boulevard. And what we're dealing with is an entire full stop on the eastbound side. We were counting the vehicles a little bit earlier when Sky 9 was zoomed into the scene, at least 5 of them. There was a lot of debris in the road as well. So we're dealing with a multi-vehicle crash, very active scene out here with fire crews and emergency vehicles. We saw a couple ambulances leaving the scene a little bit earlier this morning, but we don't have details about injuries, exactly how this happened. As you can see, it looks like we're fully stopped on the westbound side of Colfax. That is a new development. I believe that's just volume for people realizing the closure on the eastbound side and trying to turn around. There is one left lane closed on that westbound side, but again, zero traffic flow on that eastbound side of Colfax. This is in the Aurora area. We want to go ahead and help you get out the door elsewhere. This is a live look. It's been a busy morning on our Colorado interstates already. We had an earlier crash that had the interstate closed on westbound I-70 between Central Park and 270, shut down for 6 hours. It is back open, but we're still dealing with delays clearing out. This is at Havana just behind it. We've got southbound delays in Thornton at I-25 and Thornton Parkway, and we're getting heavier out here at 225 South and Mississippi. As we bring you over to our graphics this hour for a quick check of how things are looking. Not terrible elsewhere. Little bit of change in color on 225 between Parker Road and I-25, a little bit on 270, and a little bit at this hour on westbound 76.
Boy, Erica, a lot going on there, and we haven't even added rain and snow to the forecast, which we're going to do this weekend. The weather is just about perfect this morning. Let's take a look at what we've got going on right now. You see the clear skies that we have, and 45 degrees. It would be in the 30s. The low 30s would be normal for this time of year, and we've got 30s and 40s over the eastern plains, 20s, 30s higher up, and 40s and 50s out to the west. We do have a few showers and some thunderstorms over northwestern Colorado. We have a little snow in northern Utah. That won't last very long. It'll move out of the state, and most of the state, as the day goes on, we'll see mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. So mostly sunny in Denver today, high of 79 degrees. Then for tomorrow, 73 degrees, maybe an isolated shower during the afternoon hours, not a big deal here. 75 on Wednesday for a pretty nice day. Then more seasonal on Thursday, 65 degrees, we stay dry. Colder on Friday, 51 degrees with fair conditions. And look at your Saturday, maybe rain and snow showers, and a high just 46.
Ed, thank you. Right now, CDOT is issuing thousands of fines for express lane violations.
9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez is live along I-25 in Denver. Brianna, they've already issued 80,000 warnings just last month. How is that translated to fines now?
Yeah, so since the enforcement started on October 1st, CDOT says that they have seen a 30% drop in violations, but they are saying that when this enforcement started, they've already mailed out thousands of fines each week. So here are some numbers that CDOT gave me. From October 2nd through the 8th, they've already mailed out 20,000 fines. And CDOT says that 90% of those warnings and citations that have been sent out were for cars with Colorado license plate. One vehicle has racked up 19 violations on its own. CDOT says despite all the warning periods that they've given, they're still seeing drivers cross over the double solid lines, weaving in and out of the express lanes, and then of course driving dangerously as well.
But we just want to remind people, that it is a solid line, not a velvet rope. You have to obey the law just like everybody else. When somebody jumps out of one of those lanes and jumps into the express lane, they are potentially risking a rear-end collision accident.
So unpaid violations, that will put a hold on your registration. The fines start at $75. You have 20 days to pay that fine, and if you don't pay, then that's going to go up to $150. So best advice for you is to just pay the fine and don't cross the solid lines if you're driving through the express lane. That's a good advice too.
Yeah, nobody wants to pay that money, Brianna, so hopefully everybody's heeding that warning this morning. All right, thank you.
Right now, police are looking for a shoplifting suspect who's now also wanted for first-degree murder in Greenwood Village. Police say Justin Kantz and a woman were trying to drive away from police at the Cherry Hills Marketplace on Thursday. They say he hit several parked cars. The woman he was with fell out of the car and later died. Police say Kantz was last seen driving a black Chevrolet Impala. If you know where he is, you're asked to call 911.
It has been a little more than a year since a leader in the East Colfax community was killed. Today, one of the people charged in Ma Kang's death is set to be in court. Lou Ray faces several charges, including first-degree murder. He is one of 4 people arrested in connection to Kang's death. Police say that Kang was killed by a stray bullet in July of last year. Ray's arraignment is scheduled for 8:30 this morning.
The trial for the third officer charged in the death of Elijah McClain resumes tomorrow. The judge gave the jury off today. Nathan Woodyer was the first officer to stop McClain in 2019 and placed him in a chokehold after a 911 caller reported that he was wearing a ski mask and acting sketchy. McClain was not armed and was not breaking any laws. Woodyer's trial is expected to last a few weeks. 2 paramedics involved in McClain's death are set to go on trial in late November.
A family from Elizabeth is remembering their loved one killed in a skydiving accident. He was an avid skydiver, but a trip last week in Texas turned out to be his last. Jake Todd has 100 jumps under his belt this year alone. He went to a big skydiving event in Texas last week. His dad says Jake hit a wind current on the way down that caused the chute to tangle up, and he was unable to free himself in time to use his reverse chute. He died instantly. Jake's brother Brian says that anyone who came across his brother knew all he wanted to do was live his life to the fullest.
Everyone that Jake met, he lit up the room with them. He made an impact. You know, they fed off of his energy and his love and compassion for life and his daughter. It just was, he emanated that.
His father Dave says the last conversation he had with his son was actually pretty emotional. Jake said, "I love you, Dad. I appreciate all you've done for us." Dave said that is a sign that his 36 years raising his son was time well spent.
A federal judge is blocking Colorado's first-in-the-nation law to ban so-called abortion reversal treatments. The decision stops the state from enforcing the ban while the case moves through court. A Catholic health clinic in Inglewood sued to stop the law back in April, claiming the ban violated its First Amendment rights. The clinic said it provided reversal of treatments to dozens of women by giving them large doses of hormones intended to undo medicated abortions. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists say that approach isn't backed by science. The new ruling means the state cannot enforce the ban as the courts consider the lawsuit, which could take years. Colorado's Attorney General has 30 days to appeal.
Happening today, Denver City Council could sign off on a $6 million plan to build new mini homes for people living on the streets. The mayor's office plans to use the money to pay for the construction of 300 mini homes. In August, Mayor Mike Johnston shared a list of possible sites for those communities. Some of the land is private, some owned by the city, CDOT, or the Denver Housing Authority. That list is still not final. Now, this is all part of Mayor Mike Johnston's plan to get 1,000 people off the street by the end of the year. Right now, the city says the mayor's program has moved 183 people off the streets. Last week, Denver City Council extended the mayor's emergency declaration on homelessness for another month until mid-November.
Today's Traverse Academy in the Cherry Creek School District is set to open. It'll serve students ages 10 to 18 diagnosed with mental health conditions and help them get the support they need while in school. The district says they started this project after losing 7 students to suicide in just 1 year. Students will get 9 hours of therapy each week on top of their classes.
It is now 6:39 on your Monday morning, and SAG-AFTRA says it is returning to the bargaining table with major Hollywood studios tomorrow. The actors' strike has now surpassed 100 days. The last time they were at the bargaining table was last week. The conversation, though, went nowhere. The actors in the studio still cannot agree on issues like salary, revenue sharing, and the limits of artificial intelligence. In the meantime, SAG is telling actors to avoid certain Halloween costumes based on characters like Barbie and Wednesday Addams to avoid promoting work from the major studios.
One thing we're following on the roads at this hour, this full closure of eastbound Colfax in Aurora. It's just east of 225 between Sable Boulevard and 225 is where this is working, right next to the Shell gas station. If you're familiar with this area, we are dealing with some impacts and delays on the westbound side of Colfax as well. What you're seeing here is we counted at least 4 to 5 vehicles involved in this crash. Still a lot of debris in the road. Fire crews out here counting at least 4 of them still on scene this hour. We don't have any further information on what exactly caused this crash, injuries at this hour, but again, that eastbound side of Colfax, a little bit east of 225, fully shut down this hour. We'll, of course, bring you any more updates as soon as we learn them.
Erica, thank you. It is now 6:40, and listen, y'all, a win is a win. Ain't that right, Ryan Harris? And this morning, we are still celebrating the Broncos' victory over the Packers. Now, the big question, can they finally beat the Chiefs next week? Ryan Harris joins us live next with his thoughts.
6:43 on your Monday morning, and we are still following some breaking traffic news this hour. Sky 9 is still over that eastbound Colfax closure, just east of 225 between Sable and 225, if you're familiar where this is in Aurora. So we just got an update in the last couple minutes from Aurora Police. If you're just joining us, we know that 7 vehicles were involved in this crash. There were 5 people that were injured, 2 serious, 3 people only with minor injuries. They're saying eastbound Colfax right here is going to be shut down for hours. You are asked to avoid this stretch. Again, you can see it is still very active out here. We still don't know exactly how it happened, but we know just after 6 o'clock is when it was reported this morning. Westbound side, as you can see, there are some impacts there. We've got at least 1 left lane blocked off. A lot of people looping around to detour in this area, but again, fully shut down on that eastbound side. And according to Aurora Police, it will be for hours. So this is going to be one area to avoid. And if they give us any more information, we will, of course, let you know. We want to bring you to our CDOT cameras now because that's not the only thing we're following. It's been a messy morning drive. Eastbound delays on I-70 and 270. That's just because of morning volume. Then we've got a crash at 225 and Parker Road on that northbound side. So we've got at least 1 lane blocked there. This is I-25 in Thornton where we've got that normal southbound volume. We're seeing a lot of brake lights. And then this is 76 in Vasquez where it's just busy through Commerce City, especially on that westbound side. Want to bring you over to our graphics right now. We are dealing with delays on that northbound side of 225 because of that Parker Road crash that I was just showing you. Almost a 30-minute drive between I-25 and 225 because we've got 2 slow sections of northbound 225. That first one approaching Parker Road, and then this one from about Mississippi up toward I-70. So a slow ride through that area. Then we've got about an 8-minute backup on southbound 225 between about Iliff and Yosemite Street for you. If you're going to be traveling on I-25, not a bad ride at all. No delays southbound between downtown and the tech center. Just a couple minutes of a delay on that northbound side. Nothing extreme. As you get ready to head into Commerce City, we are only tracking about a 6-minute slowdown approaching Vasquez down toward 270 on westbound 76.
Keeping you busy this morning, Erica. Thank you. It's 6:45 right now. It's always nicer to talk about a win. Our Broncos analyst and Super Bowl champion Ryan Harris joins us this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Great to be here.
Always nice for you to talk about a win, too. Nobody likes to talk about the bad news. Let's first start off with the Broncos really seeming to commit to their run game.
Absolutely. The largest rushing total of the season, much of it due to Javonte Williams playing some of the best football he has played as a Bronco. Of course, our favorite, Jaleel McLaughlin, over 9 yards per carry. That's historic. People in the Hall of Fame are at near that 5 yards per carry. But a consistent commitment to the run was the difference for the Broncos against the Green Bay Packers yesterday.
So next up, we've got Kansas City. The Broncos have lost to the Chiefs now 16 times in a row. I think you said the last time we won, you had hair, right?
I had hair. I went to the barber shop. Come on, that's a long time ago.
It's been a minute. So what do they need to do to win?
Well, number one, it starts with attitude. Anytime you're in a divisional game, you got to bring physicality and attitude to dominate. The second thing the Broncos have to do is execute in the red zone. Even yesterday, a couple of times, settled for field goals. You got to have touchdowns if you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. And lastly, I'm a Swiftie, you're a Swiftie. I mean, we can't let her in the building. The Chiefs are 4-0 with her in the building, so she cannot come back to Mile High.
Lock her out.
I'm about to say, before we had all the people wanting to see her at Mile High, now we need to create a barricade of some kind, right? Okay, we got to talk about something that might be a little scary for people, which is fitting because it's going to happen on Halloween, the trade deadline coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for some players, and no player likes to hear that conversation. None of us working would like to be like, hey, you might not be here next week. You might be somewhere else. But I think there's really only one player at the Broncos who could be on the trade deadline. That's Justin Simmons. I think he's a phenomenal player. That's why he's going to be mentioned coming up in some of the news. But it's nothing you can handle as a player. All you can do is focus on the game and the task at hand. And a lot of players are going to be playing their best football against the Chiefs.
Oh, man, breaks your heart. This is what we're talking about. You hate the business side of this game because you get so used to them and you feel like they're your friends after a while.
Absolutely. I hope Justin stays. I hope no one gets traded. And, that's what you want if you're the Broncos. You want to develop your team and grow your team.
Yeah.
But Justin Simmons could be traded next week.
Heartbreaking, you're right. It's business, though. That's what it comes down to. You're sticking around. One more time, we're going to talk with Ryan again over on KTVD.
Well, as far as your weather goes, it's going to be another nice day, getting to near 80 degrees. Enjoy it, because we could be near 40 degrees colder by the weekend. I'll show you all that, how that happens. We can see the horizon being set aglow here with the rising sun, 45 degrees, mostly clear skies. We do have a couple of things going on, a frontal system which will come down. Also, we have some showers and thunderstorms, a couple of lightning strikes, as you see right here, and also some snow over northern Utah. This is just going to continue its trek out of our state, and we will see mostly clear skies around here, and that's pretty much border to border by the time the evening rolls around. Now, we have high pressure, which is leaving the area. This low pressure system will kind of move in, and here it is on Thursday, and that's going to bring in some cooler weather. Then it moves, and then this one comes down. Here it is very early Saturday. This will sweep through over the weekend, bringing colder weather, and with that, a chance for some rain or snow showers. But highs today, look at the 70s, 80s, even nearing 90 degrees over the eastern plains. 50s, 60s higher up. We're seeing 70s out to the west, and then the lows tonight, mostly in the 40s and 50s east, 20s and 30s mountains, and 40s to the west. So here's your Denver forecast. Today, mostly sunny skies and 79 degrees. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies and 46. Tomorrow, we could see an afternoon sprinkle or a shower. Not a big deal here. Cooler, 73 degrees. 75 on Wednesday, partly sunny. 65 on Thursday. That's about normal for this time of year. Then colder on Friday, just 51 degrees. Look at your Saturday, 46. Sunday, 39. Chance for rain or snow showers over the weekend and maybe morning flurries on Monday. And the high that day, just 40 degrees.
Well, the days of racing at Bandimere Speedway are over. The Bandimere family announced earlier this year that they are selling the Morrison property. They plan to relocate the track, but some racers say they're going to miss the community they've known at the track in the foothills.
Well, I mean, hopefully next year is just a year that we miss, and hopefully there's another track after that. But, honestly, it's a lot of the friends come out. We just have a good time together. We race. We keep up to date with each other's lives, families, things along those lines. So it's more of a bonding time. It's more of a community, and it's going to be missed.
Bandimere has actually been home to drag racing for 65 years and has seen many fans go out there over the time.
It is going to be so sad to see it go. I mean, it's iconic in that location for sure. Even if they open up a new location,
Right.
It's still a bummer. All right, what do you think is the scariest Halloween costume of the year? One dad has an idea that might not be on your list.
And we're still following that breaking traffic news. Sky 9 over that scene. Eastbound Colfax, just east of 225 between Sable Boulevard and 225 is where this full closure is. Aurora police tweeted out this happened just after 6 o'clock this morning. 7 vehicles were involved. 5 people were injured, 2 with serious, 3 with minor. They are working on clearing the scene, but Aurora police said this will be under investigation and closed down for hours.
All right, Erica, thank you. New overnight in the war between Israel and Hamas, the United Nations says a second aid convoy is now in Gaza. It brought food, water, and medical equipment that people there needed very badly. Right now, the White House is asking Israel to delay a ground invasion of Gaza, trying to buy time to get hostages out and bring in more humanitarian aid. Israel has already launched more airstrikes in Gaza today.
New overnight, Chevron is buying the Hess Corporation for $53 billion. Chevron says it will get a new oil field in South America and shale properties in North Dakota as part of this deal. This is the second time recently a big oil company has bought a smaller one. Exxon says it will also acquire Pioneer Natural Resources.
Just one day to go until the Nuggets raise their championship banner. Their first game of the regular season is tomorrow at home against the Lakers. Some more good news. Head coach Michael Malone says Michael Porter Jr. and Christian Braun will be good to go tomorrow. Porter had been dealing with a sprained ankle and Braun has been dealing with a calf contusion. They both sat out for preseason.
And why wait to celebrate the Nuggets tomorrow when we can start today? The city of Denver is unveiling a new street sign right across from Ball Arena that will say Championship Way. It's in honor of the Nuggets championship last season and the Avs and the Mammoth championships the year before. All three mascots will be there. The unveiling is happening today at noon.
And the weather is going to be just about perfect for that as well. Let's take a look outside, and we do have mostly clear skies around here right now. Temperature at 45 degrees, 60% humidity, and we do have just a little action over northwestern Colorado. A couple of lightning strikes, as you can see, a little rain mixed with snow. But in Denver, we're going for 79 degrees today with mostly sunny skies. 73 tomorrow, maybe an afternoon sprinkle or shower. And then for Wednesday, nice day, 75 degrees, sunny skies, 65 degrees on Thursday. That's a little more seasonal for this time of year. Then on Friday, we cool it below normal. 51 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and look at how we start your weekend. 46 degrees, chance for rain or snow showers.
Ed, thank you. It's time for another news on your Monday. Astronomers have detected a mysterious blast of radio waves that took 8 billion years to reach Earth. The radio waves only lasted for a millisecond. Pretty crazy. Astronomers have no clue where they came from, but scientists believe these bursts could be used to weigh the universe by measuring the matter between galaxies.
So we don't know where it came from.
And we don't know much, but we know we could maybe know the weight of the Earth. Pretty interesting.
Okay.
Better the
I'm into
scientists
this.
than us, right?
Yes.
Singer Bret Michaels will soon have a new pup, also named Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels, the husky you're seeing here, got a lot of attention after he gave a life-saving blood transfusion to a 4-week-old kitten.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the story reached the singer. He got in contact with the shelter, and he's planning on adopting the dog once it is finished in its foster home.
Did you see that smile on his face? What a cutie.
So beautiful. And a dad made his daughter a costume of what he says is the scariest, biggest villain of the year, Ticketmaster. She has signs that say system error, processing fee, convenience fee, and more. Things that people who have tried to get tickets to big shows, we know, like Taylor Swift's, got real familiar with this year. That is epic.
That is so good.
And she's a cutie, too.
She is so cute. I didn't think anyone could top the, what was it, the chair that we had recently?
Oh, the chair.
Oh, yeah.
They might have one-upped it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cute and so accurate, too. Anybody who went through that saga.
You were one of them.
I was.
Yeah.
It was a true nightmare.
Creative. Kudos to that dad. That's adorable. That's it for us here on Channel 9. We're headed over to KTVD for 2 more hours of news, weather, and traffic. Have a great day.